which is a great Irish pub on Elston in Chicago, 3471 North Elston. The concert's going to kick it off the Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week, and it's going to be Sunday, July 21st, 7 p.m. at Chief O'Neill's, and the concert's going to kick off a full week of really cool things that are happening, celebrating Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week. And I want to welcome to the studio. We have 4 musicians here, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves, and then we're going to talk about what's going on. We'll start with you, Sean.
All right, my name is Sean Clellan, and I'm the director of the Irish Music School of Chicago. I'm a lifelong Chicagoan, and I'm the fiddle player in this bunch. One of the fiddle players.
One of the fiddle players. Okay, Sean, and you?
I'm Eddie. I play bodhrán and fiddle.
Okay, and
I'm Vern, and I play concertina, flute, and whistle.
And my name is Natasha, and I'm one of the tutors for the Irish Arts Week, and I'm teaching accordion, banjo, and pipes, among other things.
Wow. All right, great. So let's before you guys launch into a song, because you're ready to go. I know you're ready to go. I want to get more information about the Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week. Tell me all about it, please.
Well, Francis O'Neill was the commissioner of police, the superintendent of police, the first Irish-born one in the turn of the 20th century. He collected thousands of tunes from fellow Irish immigrants and people. He was really worried about keeping it going, and he preserved this stuff. And we're a big school in Chicago, and every summer we have a camp where we have for adults and for kids. Well, we have a camp for kids and workshops for adults, and we wanted to name it in honor of an actual Chicago legendary person as well. So that's why we call it the Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week.
And how long have you been doing this?
This will be the 3rd year.
3rd year.
Yes.
That's good. And have you had the launch at Chief O'Neill's for the past 3 years?
Yeah, we're very connected with Chief O'Neill's. Is a great place.
Yeah.
And the owners are Brendan and Siobhan McKinney, and they do an awful lot for the Irish Music School of Chicago. But more importantly, they do an awful lot for Irish culture in Chicago.
Yeah.
They're both fantastic musicians. Siobhan is from Kerry, from County Kerry in Ireland. Brendan is from Detroit, actually, and
he's from Detroit.
He's from Detroit.
I did not know that. I've been going to Chief O'Neill's for years, and that guy's from Detroit.
Well, I think he's maybe almost lived longer in Chicago now than he ever lived in Detroit. But they're both flute players, actually, too. Yeah. They probably met each other through playing Irish music, and so they have a whole pub and restaurant built around Irish music, and so it's all a synergy. I want to use that word.
It's a really wonderful place, man. And, I mentioned this before. I worked at the Factory Theater for a lot of years.
Yeah.
Right across the street, and we ended up at Chief O'Neill's drinking and eating and having a good time many nights. It's just a great place. And then, we were hanging out there for a really long time, and then I finally made it to Ireland in 2010.
Great.
It was the first time I'd ever gone. And it was the best trip I've ever gone on. It was unbelievable.
Where did you go?
We went pretty much everywhere. I mean,
where didn't we go?
Yeah, well, we went everywhere from Dublin to Cork to we went to Belfast.
Sure.
We did the whole thing, and it was just Galway was my favorite though.
Yeah.
Galway was just really beautiful. Where are you guys from? Where are you from?
We're both actually from Limerick.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Eddie's from Clare.
You're from there, yeah?
Our next door neighbor.
Yeah, County Clare, sure.
And I'm from Rogers Park.
And
Chicago.
We got a guy from Detroit running one of the best Irish pubs in the city.
St. Grove, that's where I went to school.
So, you were in a band that I absolutely adored. You were telling me this off the air.
I started, now I teach mainly, but back when I was younger, I wanted to, play, and I played fiddle, so I wanted to play Irish music in a band, so I started a band called the Drovers back in 1988, and we toured around for a long time. We were in a couple movies, but
I saw you guys.
I just get older, you get older, and it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do?
I can't tell you the number of times I've seen you guys. I don't know.
3 guys in a hotel room, doing all that stuff. Like, oh, this is great. You're 35. You're like, really? I'm still doing this.
I'm in a van with you guys.
I'm in a van with you guys.
Fantastic. No, I saw you guys. I can't tell you the number.
Oh yeah, we played Metro and all those places quite a bit.
I'm not quite sure I was sober every time I saw you guys.
Maybe I wasn't either.
But
I
had a really good time though.
Yeah.
So tell me about the Irish Music School of Chicago.
Well, we're non-for-profit, and we teach. We have a huge kids program. We have a huge adult program as well, and we teach a whole bunch of instruments. A lot of the ones that are represented today, fiddles and whistles and concertinas, accordions. We also teach Shannos dancing, which is kind of an older form of step dancing. Chicago is a very important city for Irish dancing, in competitive Irish dancing, feshes and things. Michael Flatley was born and reared in Chicago, learned his dancing from the Dennehy family on the South Side. You know, great city for that, but there's a kind of older form of dancing even than that. And that's a little easier, kind of little, you know, no wigs in the competitions. Not that there's anything wrong with that per se. We don't teach it in our school. A lot of people do it really well, but we've got Brian Cunningham, who's one of the best exponents of this in the world, and he lives in Chicago now, so he teaches that. Singing, you know, and we just try to tie it all together, you know. When I was a kid, you know, growing up kind of with immigrants from Ireland and first generation and second generation, and people that weren't from any Irish at all, you know, it was like kind of everyone was all mixed together. Yeah. And singing and having a good time and listening and respect for elders and generational stuff, that was all part of the whole thing. So we're trying through the Irish Music School of Chicago to teach people about that and show them that they can be a part of that as well, you know, legitimately living in the United States, you know, that you don't have to be of Irish extraction, but you should learn about kind of how these things work. And if you're willing to kind of put in a little bit of time, it's great fun. So we have adults, kids, you know, and
where is the school?
Well, we teach at a whole bunch of different places. We're mainly on the northwest side now. We teach at Chief O'Neill's. We teach at a few Catholic parishes. We teach at Concordia Lutheran Church. Sometimes we teach at the Prop Factory Theater, you know, when we need an overflow. So we teach a lot right now kind of in the Avondale neighborhood and then kind of going northwest from there. So all the way up to St. Tarcissus, maybe the Edison Park / Park Ridge. Sure.
Well, let me, you got a website people can check out?
Do we ever? It's irishmusicschool.org, www.irishmusicschool, one word, .org.
irishmusicschool.org.
Yes.
Great website. You can check out all the information there. And the Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week kicks off on
Sunday night. Yeah.
At Chief O'Neill's.
Yes.
And what's the plan that night?
Well, we've got a bunch of great teachers that are coming in town for that. You've already met Eddie and Myrn and Natasha. There's a few more that are here for the summer. Michelle Foy is another one. She's not able to join us tonight. We have some famous players as well coming in for this week. A great fiddle player from Sligo named Oisin McDermott, who has a band called Tata. And we're also very privileged to have a very famous singer in both English and Irish from the west of Ireland named Seamus Begley. He's got a lot of relations, actually, and friends in Chicago. But he's from past Dingle in Kerry, and he's going to be teaching singing. But he won the Groudham Kill, which is a big, huge award that they give to honoring some of these kind of lifetime achievement. He won that this year, and we have Bernadette McGowan, who's a great dancer, fiddle player, Irish language enthusiast. Brian Cunningham, a local guy named Jim Dewan, who's going to be teaching accompaniment and guitar stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's just packed with stuff.
That's great. And that's the big kickoff is going to be on Sunday, July 21st at 7 p.m. at Chief O'Neill's, 3471 North Elston. Great food, great pub, great pub. Selection of whiskey as well.
And great family environment as well, right?
Is, yeah.
You know, they have all this stuff, but they've got like a huge outdoor space, and you know, it's a great place. I mean, I love it because it reminds me of like some of the best. I think you were just talking about going to Ireland, but some of the best places in Ireland can be they can kind of cover all the bases. Yep. Like, they're great for families to go to.
Yep.
A lot of times here, you know, you really maybe wouldn't want to bring your kids to a tavern, per se.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I might want to bring mine, but no, you know, people out there. But
it's amazing how important, you know, music is to the pub world. You know, I mean, every single pub that we went to when we were in Ireland, and every part of Ireland that we went to, there was a band. There was live music, and it's great, and it's been a tradition.
It is a great part of Irish culture for sure. You know, probably not every place, but enough places that to make it extra fun. Well, Chief O'Neill's has that authentic kind of atmosphere as well. Yeah,
they do. It's really wonderful. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We'll take a quick break, and we come back. You guys can play some music. Okay?
Cool.
All right. You can check out the. One more time with the
www.irishmusicschool.org, and that's where you can buy tickets and you can find out information about the classes and all that stuff.
Great. Okay, we're going to hear some live music right here on WGN, Irish music, coming up right after this break on The Voice of Chicago, 720 WGN.
What's the problem?
Nick DiGilio here on The Voice of Chicago, 720 WGN. The Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week is going to kick off on a Sunday, July 21st at Chief O'Neill's, which is at 3471 North Elston. It all starts at 7 with a great concert, and then there's all kinds of things happening during the week. There's a kids' day camp, there's adult workshops, and all kinds of really wonderful things that are put together by the Irish Music School of Chicago. IrishMusicSchool.org is the website, and we have 4 members of the Irish Music School with us tonight, and they're here to perform. And Sean, whenever you guys are ready.
Okay, we're going to do 2 reels for you. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Very nice. Very nice. I wish I had a pint. I'm not kidding, man. That's great. You know, we have
Yeah, right.
So the concert's going to be it's going to be on July 21st, Sunday. Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week kicks off. Chief O'Neill's is the venue where that's going to happen. We got some people who are sending us some text. You can send your text to 24720. They have questions for you guys.
Okay.
From the 773 area code, we got a text. Easy for you to say. That says, how did your guests learn music? Did they learn at school? Did they pick it up in the pubs? Let's just start right here with Eddie, and then go on down. How did you get into music, and where did you study?
Well, my mom got my first fiddle when I was a small fella. I think I was 4.
4?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I got it I got it like at Christmas, and there's a great video of me at home dancing around with it, not knowing what to do, but just dancing and trying to make some noise. But I really got into it in school, Fairfield National School. We had a great teacher there, Dennis Liddy, who introduced music to all the kids, and then just progressed from tin whistle onto fiddle, and then I learned that he needed a drummer for the school band, and I kind of put up my hand because no one else did, and I really just wanted to do it. So that's
tell me about the instrument you were just playing.
That's a boron. It's like circular, and it's made of like goat skin on top, and you use a stick to just bang the front of it, and you use your inside hand to just slide up and down and make different tones and noises and just different rhythms and beats. It's like a normal drum basically. And then the fiddle is just everyone kind of knows what the fiddle looks like.
Right.
If you don't know what a fiddle is, it's a violin.
Yeah.
So, basically.
There you go. That's right. And what about you? When did you start music?
So my grandparents came from Ireland, and nobody in my family played this kind of music, but we kind of grew up in an Irish neighborhood, and when I was about 6, I started taking violin in school. A couple of years later, neighbors of ours who were actually from Galway, they started started. They played they invited me to a concert. It was at Lane Tech. It was in 1972, and it was a tour from Coltis Kill to Aaron, and there were all these fiddle players in this tour, Patty Glacken and this various people, and I thought, wow, this is actually really what I want to do. And I was fortunate to kind of grow up in an area where there were lots of immigrant musicians, and so various ones of them like Noel Rice and Kevin Henry and people like that kind of kept in touch with me. And then I started taking fiddle lessons. I didn't have fiddle lessons very long, but with Liz Carroll when I was about 14. Liz Carroll is, of course, one of the best American Irish fiddle players. She's from the south side of Chicago. She's a completely awesome musician, and so the kind of a mixture of all those things really influenced me a lot. So I started learning from immigrants here, and then I went to Ireland a lot of times, and the rest is history.
Up there. And what about you? How did you start?
I started when I was 4, learning to whistle in the local hall with Siobhan Conneron, and then I wanted to learn flute, but my hands were too small, so my aunt started me on the concertina.
Your hands were too small?
Yeah.
For the flute?
Yeah, my fingers are too short. It was very disappointing at the time. Then my aunt gave me a concertina, and she started me on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to Con Herbert for years. And the rest is history. I went to college, did music.
Tell me about the instrument you were playing during this.
It's concertina.
Demonstrate it even.
I just
make it. I didn't hear it though on its own. It's like you push it in, it goes, makes one sound, and pull it out, it goes the other way, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a reed instrument. It's similar to an accordion, it's just smaller and more ladylike, I suppose.
There you go. And what about you?
I was introduced to music in school when I was very young, and we all played tin whistle in school. And then I think Sean mentioned already Coltis Cultóirí Éireann, which is a very big and very important Irish traditional music organisation in Ireland, and there would be branches throughout the country. So then after being introduced to the tin whistle in school, I went on and joined my local branch there, and that's when I got to see all the other instruments, and that's where I really got into it, because there was a big social aspect to it then once you joined the club. Do you see?
Yeah. And what's for you guys who are from Ireland, not Rogers Park, but from Ireland, how do you feel about the Chicago music scene?
I was very surprised when I came over at how healthy it is and how vibrant it is and how much there is going on. Here, there you could play traditional Irish music in Chicago every night of the week if you wanted to do. You can hear it, and it's in so many places. So that's just my.
Yeah.
So what about you? You feel the same way?
Yeah, I'm the same. I expected there to be a lot less of it, like that you'd have to go find it, but basically it finds you.
Yeah. What about you, Eddie? What did you think when you first got here?
I didn't know what to expect really, but being honest with you, but no, it's great. It's really cool because there's loads of sessions and you get to meet loads of new people and all ages. It's not just college kids our age and teachers, and then young kids like 5 and 6 who are just learning. So it's great, varied, and the pubs are great for it, and just the fun and everything.
Yeah. You know? You've been around the city for a very long time.
A few times.
Have you noticed has Irish music grown in popularity over the years, or does it come in waves?
Well, I think it comes in waves. I think that the wave we're in now is like what they're mentioning, that it's healthy because there's a lot of sort of native-born Chicago or American people that play it, if not very well, at least decently. You know, I think there was a great wave after World War II in the United States with immigration. So, you know, all these cities, Chicago, New York, and Boston, there were a lot of the guys that influenced me immigrated to the United States at that time. And so that was a huge wave where all those young people from Ireland were going to dances and these big dance halls and stuff. But, you know, sooner or later they started families and, you know, they moved to the suburbs or whatever, and it dissipated a little bit, you know. So when I first was exposed to this in the early 1970s, that was like the end of that first wave, and now we're kind of in our own indigenous kind of wave, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you guys hang out.
Yeah.
We've got the news coming up. We want to hear some more music, and you can always check out, we want you to check out the Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week. The concert is going to kick it off on Sunday. This Sunday, July 21st, 7 o'clock at Chief O'Neill's, 3471 North Elston. Check out irishmusicschool.org for more information. And we got the news coming up next right here on WGN. Nick DiGilio here on the Voice of Chicago, 720 WGN, live in the Allstate studio on the 7th floor of Tribune Tower. Here till 6 a.m., filling in for Bill Leff, Johnny B, coming up at 6 this morning, so stay tuned for that. 312-981-7200 is the phone number. If you want to text us, send your text to 24720. You can also leave your comments at facebook.com/Nick D Show. But our phone lines are open if you have a question. We've got some really great musicians here. We'll listen to some great Irish music. The Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week kicks off, the celebration kicks off on Sunday night, July 21st. That's this Sunday night at 7 o'clock at Chief O'Neill's, a wonderful pub at 3471 North Elston. And there's going to be a really great concert that night, and then that kicks off the week with a bunch of festivities, including workshops and a kids' day camp and all kinds of really great stuff. We've got some great Irish musicians in the studio with us right now. And we are going to, Sean, what are we going to hear now?
Well, these guys, they play multiple instruments, so we switched up the instruments a little bit. Natasha's going to play the uilleann pipes. Eddie's going to switch from the bodhrán to the fiddle, and we're going to play two jigs. They both are kind of jigs that you would find more in the southwest part of Ireland, and particularly around Clare, kind of where Eddie's from. So the first is called The Hole in the Hedge.
Okay.
All right.
All right, let's hear it.
Are you ready, Eddie?
That's right, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
There you go. Very nice. Very nice. Tell me about the instrument that you were playing, and it's very interesting. And when did you pick that one up?
So there wasn't enough. These are uilleann pipes, and they are a lot of people will be familiar with the Highland pipes, the Scottish ones.
Yeah.
The guys in the kilts.
Right.
On St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
Yep.
So they're the Irish version. So they're related to them, but they're slightly more suited to playing indoors. Because you'd know all about it if there was a Highland piper sitting beside you.
Plus, you can play more keys than these ones too.
Yeah.
It had a really nice deep sound. Like it added, like when you actually came in, it added like a really nice deep.
So what you were hearing there was drone. So there's a constant, just a drone in the background. So I have here in front of me, I have these. They're pipes. They're just made little copper pipes. and I have one pipe that called a chanter that looks after all the melody. But what you heard there, that deep sound with the drones, and that runs behind the melody all the time. It's just a constant thing.
Right.
I was introduced to the pipes when I started going to festivals. Once when you get to a certain stage of your music, you want to go and you want to play with more people. So I started going to festivals around the country, and I saw pipers there, because there weren't a whole lot of pipers in the part of the country I was in. And then I sourced a set, and I tried to figure it out from there.
Yeah.
So that's it.
What's your? Do you have a favorite instrument that you play?
It changes from time to time. At the moment, I'm going through a banjo phase.
You are?
Yeah. So I like playing the banjo.
You're going through a banjo phase.
Yeah. Doesn't everyone go through a banjo?
I think so. Yeah. I think
so. I'm going through mine at the moment. I think all my housemates or my roommates are hoping it'll pass at some point.
Yeah, there she is. She's playing the banjo again. 312-981-7200 is the phone number. We have another text question for you.
All right, cool. Bring it.
What do these guys think about bands? This is Rich in Bolingbrook. Think about bands who rock a lot of traditional Irish music, like Great Big Sea.
I bet you guys haven't even heard of Great Big Sea, have you?
No.
They're from Canada. Sorry, Rich, but I gotta call it. If they're from Canada, we gotta call it.
Yeah. The guy who's that's all right. The guy who's running one of the best Irish pubs in Chicago is from Detroit. So
like almost Canada.
Yeah.
But I like those bands. I often like the singing parts of those bands better than the tune playing parts of those bands. It kind of depends. I mean, having been in one of those bands myself and started one of those bands, they're great. That's kind of a real expression of like the Great Big Sea. They're from Newfoundland, I believe, right? And so they grew up in an Irish Newfoundland background. I mean, there's a great connection between Ireland and all kinds of places besides Chicago. I mean, Canada, all kinds of places in Canada. Really direct connection for hundreds of years. And so, it's an expression of kind of what you are. In the United States, you've got a whole range of things from, Dropkick Murphys and things like that to bands that might play even more traditional tunes. So, so I like it for the most part.
Yeah, the Dropkick Murphys that we can thank that Martin Scorsese movie, The Departed.
All right.
That song, they played that song 7,000 times in that movie.
Dang.
And they play at Hawks games now, to get the crowd going.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of a jiggish sort of thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. Now, do Irish musicians who are really very, very they love their traditional music? Are there people out there who don't like that kind of stuff? Are there that favor the traditional Irish music over the?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. That's one of those questions that catch me out a day and it'd be a different answer. Yeah.
Right.
I like that stuff. Yeah. It's all good. It's all
good.
good.
Cool.
Rich, it's all good, man.
It is. It's a Francis O'Neill Irish Art Week, Irish Arts Week, and it's going to kick off on Sunday, July 21st, 7 o'clock at Chief O'Neill's, 3471 North Elston. In Chicago. IrishMusicSchool.org. IrishMusicSchool.org is where you can get tickets and you can get more information about that.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about some of the other events, the Kids Day Camp, and some of the other things that are happening as part of the week.
Okay. So the Kids Day Camp, it's really cool. We've got we're envisioning, we've got 12 teachers, right? So, and lots of space. So there are little kids that have never really played music before. And so they will have kind of introduction to tin whistle, introduction to bowron, some singing, arts and crafts. We're doing a few things where we're introducing them to some of the folklore of Ireland, Finn McCool and things like that, and making things and shandos dancing. Then there are older kids that wouldn't be caught dead, doing arts and crafts with little kids. So we've got cooler stuff for them. Still, though, a lot of those kids have never played anything before, so we need to introduce them to these instruments, how to make sounds. We want everyone to walk away from this week having done stuff that they never did before, and hopefully they'll come back and they'll want to do more things. But then there are also kids that'll be coming that have either played Irish music or they might be blasting through their Suzuki book in their violin or their flute or something. So we want to kind of introduce them to Irish music, Irish singing, Irish dancing. So and the Chief O'Neill's and then the other spaces like the factory/prop theater across the street and various places, like we can kind of do all these things within the time frame, you know.
It sounds great. Is it bigger than it was the past 3 years?
Yes, this year is
it's grown each year.
It's grown each year, and then so that's the young person. So imagine sort of 5 or 6 to 15, and then the adult. Each night there are 4 nights of adult instruction, and we're kind of and each tutor is going to be teaching a class each night. So people will learn tunes from each person in the school, and then some of the things will focus on like Shandos dancing or Bauer playing or Bauer that drum that I was playing. Yeah. And then there will be people who never played before, once again, people that are very experienced Irish players and want to get like really more advanced kind of tunes or whatever. And so we're doing that kind of stuff each night, and there'll be 4 nights of sessions at Chief O'Neill's.
Oh, that's nice.
So the sessions begin around 8:30. It's going to start off with a slowish session for the first half an hour or so for the people that just kind of a little bit timid, you know.
Will you be in the main room, or will you be in the?
We'll be in the main room. Yeah.
In the main room, on the stage, or?
Oh, sorry. No, we'll be in the pub.
The pub.
Yeah,
you'll be in the pub.
Yeah,
oh, great.
Yeah.
You'll be at the tables,
the
like by the fireplace.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Close to the bar.
Yeah, close to the bar. Yeah, there we go.
Right. You know, and Chief O'Neill's. I mean, this is great. We're talking about this week and all this stuff, and we all agree it's a great place. But they've got live Irish music all the time.
All the time.
There are sessions there every Sunday for years. Like ever since they opened, Brendan and Siobhan have had a Sunday session that starts at 5 o'clock and a Tuesday evening session that starts at 8 o'clock. So, you know, independently of or irregardless of this coming week, you know, you can go in there, have a great bite to eat, bring your family, have a drink, you know, not have a drink, and hear great music, sing along, listen, play. You know, I mean, this happens year-round at Chief O'Neill's.
And it has such a great, you know, like I said, having finally gone to Ireland, you know, when I got back, you know, hanging out at Chief O'Neill's, and when the sessions would start, I would get all warm and fuzzy because it reminded me all of the time in Ireland. My favorite pub in Ireland, though, that I went to was in Doolin.
Yeah, Doolin's
and
great.
It was McGann's.
Oh, yeah, there's 2 famous pubs in Doolin, O'Connor's and McGann's.
McGann's, that place is fantastic. We spent a lot of time.
I've spent a lot of time there too.
Yeah. It's great. It's a beautiful place.
Yeah, I mean Doolin. It's such a musical part of Ireland. It's such a beautiful part of Ireland too.
Gorgeous. The walk back to we walked back from Doolin's.
I've done this. Sure.
From McGann's down the road. Back to our B&B, and it was just an incredible, you know, like really beautiful walk. And I remember one of the nights that we walked back, it was so pitch black that you could see every star in the sky. Yeah. It was unbelievable. I have such great memories from that trip, man. It was just the best.
There's always high class music in McGann's and in O'Connor's and Doolin, like always.
Yeah.
It's always good. Yeah.
Okay, the Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week kicks off on Sunday. There's all kinds of great events that are going to be happening throughout the week. Starts on Sunday, July 21st, 7 o'clock at Chief O'Neill's. You can check out irishmusicschool.org. Hey, why don't you put on your, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we have some people who have questions for you, and they're on the phone, so you can put those on when we get back. You put your headsets on when we get back. Hey, can we get you, did you bring a banjo?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Since you're on the banjo kick,
let's hear it.
We're going to want to hear some banjo. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. It's Nick DiGilio on WGN, and you can check out irishmusicschool.org. Printers Row Journal delivers interviews, original fiction, and more. Get it delivered to your home or on your tablet, and you can subscribe today at chicagotribune.com/printersrow.
After the 5 o'clock news, Dean Richards will review Red Tube.
Nick DiGilio here on the Voice of Chicago, 720 WGN, live in the Allstate studio on the 7th floor of the Tribune Tower. Here till 6 a.m., filling in for Bill Leff, Johnny B, coming up at 6. Really great event. Kicks off on Sunday, July 21st, at the terrific Irish pub Chief O'Neill's. It's going to be a great concert filled with Irish music, and it kicks off the Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week, where all kinds of events are happening following week everywhere, and you can find out the schedule, and you can get your tickets at irishmusicschool.org, irishmusicschool.org. We have 4 really great musicians in here. We've been listening to some great Irish music. And you've got your banjo out, so I'm very excited about that. But first, we do have a couple of questions from listeners.
Cool.
So if you need to adjust the volume, there's a volume underneath the lip of the console. You got it? Okay. All right. Here is Linda on WGN. Hi, Linda.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I'm enjoying your program. Some years ago, I went to see the Irish Rovers and was able to get some music, and there was a restaurant out in Indiana by Holiday Stars that had a tour. They had the Irish music, and we could pick up music, the CDs or the tapes at the time. Is there a place on the south side? Now, I know if we go over to 103rd and Western and that, there are a couple of stores, but they don't have what's really going on now. It's just a few of the little traditional. Is there any place that they know of?
Why? What's some of the best places where people can get Irish music? Besides online.
Linda, I think that online is probably where either you have to go to the festivals, like the one that just happened at the Irish Heritage Center this past weekend, or that happens in Gaelic Park every year around Memorial Day, or you have to go online. I mean, there are import stores that you could go to.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the one on the south side. I've been to it, but I live so far from there. I mean, on the north side, in Long Grove, you can go to Patty's on the Square, the Irish Boutique. I mean, those would be places you could get all that stuff. Other than that, I don't know.
I was there years ago.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's kind of far from me, but I think it's all online where you.
Online is kind of the best place to check that out, Linda. In case somebody has a computer that you can use, or you can use a computer in your own, or something like that. Okay, Linda.
Yeah, and do you guys play the old traditional folk songs like "Rising of the Moon" and some of them that from way back?
We're focusing on just the instrumental stuff tonight. Everyone knows all those songs and really likes them, but we figure so many people do that stuff so well that our sort of specialty niche is just, the dance stuff specifically.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, Linda, thanks for the call. And here is Pat on WGN. Hi, Pat.
Hi, it's Grandma Pat, your favorite grandma.
Okay.
Hi, Grandma Pat.
Listen, for Linda, it's simply the Irish store on 111th Street, west of Kedzie on the north side of the street.
Okay. 111th Street. There we go.
Yeah. My question is, you have been talking about some kind of dancing I don't think I've ever heard of.
Yeah, it's the way to describe it is sean-nós, which just means like old style. And it's kind of, you imagine like the sort of modern step dancing. Just imagine that it's just a little bit looser, kind of than that.
I'm sorry, go ahead. What did you say, Pat?
Can you spell it?
Yes, I can. It's SEAN, and then the next word would be NOS.
Oh, it's two words.
Two words, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's kind of it's an Irish language term that means old style, and they use it to talk about singing, oftentimes singing in the Irish language, but also sometimes singing in English as well. And this kind of dancing. If you were to go to YouTube and just sort of type that in, sean-nós Irish dance, or type in the teacher that we have at the school, his name is Brian Cunningham. You would see it in a moment exactly what we're talking about.
Okay.
All right, Pat, thanks for the call.
And listen, Doolin is my favorite place, too.
Yeah, Doolin's awesome.
Doolin's beautiful.
Good night.
Okay, take care, Pat. All right, let's hear a song here. I think we got time. Do we have time for this, or should we wait till after? What do you think, Dan? We're going to wait. Let's just talk a little bit.
All righty.
So we have to go to the news, and I don't want to interrupt. I don't want to be late for the news. I want you guys to be able to play the full song.
You're awesome.
And it is irishmusicschool.org. Again, you can get your tickets there. Chief O'Neill's is at 3471 North Elston, and the concert kicks off July 21st at 7 o'clock. And how late are you planning on going? It's going to be a big night that night?
We have a lot of people playing. It starts at 7. It'll pretty much start on time. That'll be over by 10.
Yeah. That's 3 hours worth of music right there.
Yeah, there'll be an intermission.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a really wonderful room, too, that you guys are going to be playing.
Yeah,
it's a nice small stage. And then there's that great
room.
There's a great beer garden.
There's, fits about 90 people in this room. So I think there's already like 35 tickets sold. So if people are at all interested, you should just go onto the website and just purchase the tickets. A lot of times in Irish things, we all kind of wait to the last minute and just kind of roll up there.
Right.
The problem is because of the fire code and all that stuff that you can only put so many people in there.
That's
so
true.
It's like, and that really stinks to like, I wish I would have bought tickets. Like,
right. Well, get your tickets now. irishmusicschool.org. irishmusicschool.org. And Chief O'Neill's, by the way, a really terrific pub with great food and just like great drinks and everything. It's just a really wonderful place. So we're gonna hear some more Irish music. We got to bust out your banjo. We got to get your There it is. And we're going to hear some banjo music and some much more coming up. Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week kicks off this Sunday. Check out irishmusicschool.org, and we'll hear some more live music right here on WGN. Wow, it's the Kane County Fair time, July 17th through the 21st in St. Charles. You bring the family, bring a date, bring your appetite for barbecue, beer, and more. Thrilling rides, the Demolition Derby, truck pull, professional championship bull riders, battle of the bands, and there's plenty of free stuff. Tiger Show, Thank a Farmer, interactive video games, rockin' band on the Miller Lite soundstage. It's low, affordable admission, air conditioning, and free parking. The 145th Annual Kane County Fair and Festival, July 17th through the 21st in St. Charles. You can visit kanecountyfair.com. Be there.
Breakfast with the Blackhawks play.
Nick DiGilio here on the Voice of Chicago, 720 WGN. We are live in the All-State Studios on the 7th floor of the Tribune Tower overlooking beautiful Michigan Avenue, and we have some wonderful musicians in-house again. Let's reintroduce everybody. Just jump right on that mic and tell me who you are.
I'm Eddie. I'm from Clare, and I'm playing the bodhrán and fiddle.
Okay.
I'm Sean. I'm from Cook.
Rogers Park. You're from Cook County.
County.
There you go.
And I play the fiddle, and I'm the leader of this ragtag bunch.
County Cook is where you're from.
Yeah.
Okay, yes?
I'm Warren. I play the concertina, flute, and tinsel.
Okay.
My name's Natasha, and I'm playing the banjo.
The banjo, which you have just recently have. When did you start playing it?
It's my newest instrument. I'm playing it a few years. I bought a banjo last year. See, my brother, I'm the eldest of 4, so every time they start a new instrument, I just borrow it for a while.
I see. Okay, great. All right, well, let's. What are we going to hear now? We're going
to hear a couple of reels, and they were collected in the United States. The first one was actually collected by Chief O'Neill, and it's called The Green Fields of Ross Bay, or the Kerry Reel.
Okay, let's hear it. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Did I mention that I wish I had a pint? Have I said that already? My God. Really wonderful stuff, you guys.
Thank you very much.
Great. And the concert kicks off Francis O'Neill's Irish Arts Week. And it's going to be this Sunday, July 21st at 7 o'clock. Chief O'Neill's, 3471 North Elston. Get your tickets now at irishmusicschool.org. Tons of great musicians, including the four of you guys and so many more people. You want to throw a few more names out there? Have people that are going to be showing up for that?
Yeah, you know, we were talking about how Brendan McKinney is from Detroit. One of the other big teachers at the week is another guy from Detroit who now lives on the north side of Chicago. His name is Sean Gavin, and he grew up in Detroit as well. And he's another uilleann pipe flute teacher as well. He has a couple of great bands named Nick Gavisky and Bua, so he'll be appearing at it. Oisin McDermott, Seamus Begley, the proud son of Wes Carey. Lots of friends and relations live in Chicago. Bernadette McGowan, Brian Cunningham, the famous Shandose dancer, lives on the south side right now from Connemara. A lot of Connemara people out there in Chicagoland. And there's more.
There is more, yes, but it's going to be a wonderful night. I mean, you know, Chief O'Neill's, by the way, is really a terrific place. We've mentioned it many times before.
Right near the highway.
Right off of the expressway. There's plenty of street parking available.
Elston, just east of Kedzie, right at Elston and Albany, right there at the corner there.
If you've been to the White Castle, it's right down the street.
That's funny. We've all been to that White Castle.
Yes, we have. Not sober, but we have been there.
We went there sober one time. I wanted to show them what it was like, and we all agreed that maybe it'd be better not sober.
Yeah, I don't know the last time I was at a White Castle sober. I can't remember. It's very, very. It's just it's just an easy thing. It's like, oh, there's a White Castle.
It's 25 hamburgers.
It's open 24 hours. Okay, so it was really wonderful to meet you guys. Thank you so much.
Likewise,
for coming down.
yeah. Thank you very much.
It's the Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week, 3rd annual. It gets bigger and bigger. You guys, now when you're done, are you going to plan the next one already?
Yeah, we are. You know, we take a lot of notes, and yeah.
Now, what's the future for you guys? Are you let's go down the line here, Natasha. What are you going to be doing after this festival is done?
After this festival is done, I'm staying on in Chicago, playing more music and having fun until the end of August.
Okay.
And I'm back to school in Cork.
Okay, so you're here just till the end of August.
Just till the end of August.
Okay, and then you're back to Cork. What about you?
Yeah, I'm here till the end of August as well, and then I'm going back to Limerick to do postgraduate.
Okay. And what about you?
I'm doing the exact same, apart from the college stuff at the end.
Same thing.
Yeah, they're J1. They're four of the teachers are here as J1 with work visas.
Right. Do you like teaching? Is it satisfying for you guys? Do you like it? Yeah,
I really love teaching.
Do you?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, depends. Is there a favorite age that you like to teach? Do you like the little kids or do you like the?
They all bring. It's different. It's different age groups, but there's nice things about teaching adults is you can talk more and explain more. Mm-hmm. But with the kids, then it's nice to get their perspective on it too.
Yeah. No, you feel the same way? How do you? What age grades do you like?
Yeah, there's something different about them all, but I kind of prefer teenagers for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can be a bit like rough with you, and you can just like take it as you.
She likes breaking them down.
Yeah.
All right. What about you?
Do it again.
What about you, Eddie?
I don't know. It's a hard question because it's like every student is different that you have.
Right.
No one's the same. But I like them all. I think once you go in, the kid who's obviously coming out of the adult is there to learn music. So they're already so excited to be there that you got to go, geez, I better be great. Or they'll go home sad, and that'll be sad.
That's great. All right. Well, Sean, listen, man, thank you for coming down.
Thank you for spending so much time with us.
Absolutely. It was really wonderful. The music,
for all the nice texts and Facebook posts that people have been.
And we have the link up on our Facebook page to the Irish Music School, and you can go to facebook.com/Nick D Show. And all that stuff is right there with all the information. And you guys really very talented. It was really wonderful listening to that music. It was great. I want to drink. Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week kicks off Sunday, July 21st, 7 o'clock at the great Chief O'Neill's. It's going to be a really great opening concert, and then the following week, all kinds of great events in conjunction with the Francis O'Neill Irish Arts Week. Go to irishmusicschool.org. Really a pleasure having you guys come down. It was really wonderful.
Thanks a million, everybody.
All right, we'll take a quick break here. It's Nick DiGilio in for Bill Leff on WGN.